I'm sorry. I voted for him. I thought he was going to help folks like me. I really did. Now my SNAP's gone, my Medicaid's gone. They cut off my heat and help last week. I don't know how I'm supposed to buy groceries next month or keep the lights on. I ain't got no...
This new inflation report that shows inflation increasing at a pace faster than at any time in the last 2 years is a real political problem for Donald Trump, and he knows it. And it is completely tied to him finding a successful off-ramp, a permanent one, from this Iran conflict. This is why Trump has been on Truth Social demanding the Iranians open the Strait of Hormuz as part of the ability to keep this ceasefire in place and move towards some kind of final negotiation. This inflation report, largely caused by a rise in gas prices, is the very thing that Donald Trump needs to convince Americans he's working on and solving.
Trump's out here making the whole world feel inflation. Trump is making the whole world feel inflation.
Let me get this straight. Healthcare premiums are going to cost more because of Republicans. Student loan payments per month are going to go up because of Republicans. Farmers in the U.S. needed a bailout because of tariffs because of Republicans. Groceries cost more because of Republicans. Cost of everyday goods have gone up because of tariffs because of Republicans. But don't worry, Trump said affordability is a Democrat hoax, so we just don't believe any of that.
Trump also said some things along the lines that we're going to feel some economic crisis and some hard times and problems in about 2 years, for about 2 years. You get what I'm saying? For as long as 2 years, man. How? Why are you doing this? If you knew this was going to happen, you should have just tried to stop it. I just don't understand some people. But you heard all the things that they're working on, the Medicaid, the gas prices, the everything, the war in Iraq. Man, we as Americans are literally getting poorer and poorer by the day.
We're the hottest country in the world right now. We're hot as a pistol. No country compares to the on-fire nature of our economy. We're the wealthiest country, the most powerful country. Nobody can touch the United States. We're the best, we're the best, we're the best. But we're also super poor and can't afford to take care of our most vulnerable people. We can't afford, because of Donald Trump's one big beautiful bill, we can't afford to fund SNAP benefits for hungry kids to ensure that they are cognitively, socially developed enough to get an education and get a good paying job and then move on into the economy to support it for a future generation. We don't have enough money for that. We don't have enough money for daycare and Medicare and Medicaid. We don't have any money for this, even though Donald Trump, in the course of all of his braggadocious lies, says that we just got $18 trillion worth of investments into the United States. Make that make sense. $18 trillion. That is a phenomenal, I mean, it's a lie, but you can't get it. You don't get it both ways. So yesterday, Donald Trump, in his gathering of his Easter charlatan ministers to celebrate the resurrection of Jesus Christ, Donald Trump talked about this. And by the way, this video
Fucking we take America back when these cocksuckers don't even fucking support us.
My thing is this, right? We act like we don't see what's going on. They want everybody poor and desperate. That's just the bottom line. Just think about it. With them cutting Medicare, Medicaid, playing with people's Social Security, and before y'all get in the comments like, oh, they're not cutting that. No, but they're firing the workers who process people's checks. Who gonna process the checks if nobody's working? Then you got Elon and Trump going at it. Then they trying to close Job Corps. And y'all know a lot of the people that go to Job Corps pretty much like it be like they last resort to like get their life straight. Like, so y'all want these people in the street being reckless. They either want them to join the military or get so desperate that they commit a crime, and now they got you doing free labor. Then you go to jail. They want the middle, they want to get rid of the middle class. They want the poor class to be extremely poor so that we keep working for pennies. And when you keep working for pennies, you end up getting multiple jobs. And when you got multiple jobs, you always at work while the streets raising your kids. And they are creating the next cycle of either people going to the military or people going to prison. Either way, they get what they want. And y'all act like y'all don't see this going on. I don't understand how y'all don't see it, because they showing us in our damn face. They don't want us to win. But I'm telling y'all, it's time for y'all to make y'all own way, make y'all own table. If you have a talent, find a way to make money off of that talent. Everybody got a talent. You got something that you good at. You got something that can't nobody tell you nothing about how to do it. And if so, you should write an ebook. You should start coaching. You should help people do just that, because you can make money on both ends. You can make money on starting a business, and you can make money off of teaching people how to start a business. I'm telling y'all, we have to make a way. Do y'all understand me? When the dust settles, when these 4 years are over, if they make it to the full 4 years, I'm not trying to be on the end of either prison or military or homeless. I am trying to be on the end of me and my people good. What end are you trying to be on?
You have.
I do agree with the Job Corps situation, man. Everything is getting cut. Job Corps was getting cut, is getting cut, or has. I can't really remember, so bear with me. But bro, just imagine, man, that was a chance for people to kind of go and really get their life started, turn around their life. They were in trouble, and this was a program for them to do that. And she has a good point. Like, you're gonna have people that don't have these options, to pay bills and find a good job or get their life together. They're going to be homeless. You already know how America feels about their homeless population. They're going to join the military. Military is just like not going to work out for them, because they're probably, that's not exactly what they signed up for. All right, so they're going to probably have trouble with that. I can just only imagine the troubles after troubles after troubles.
To see this video of a Trump supporter walking around Walmart celebrating the fact that it's practically empty because you have to see this video of a Trump supporter walking around Walmart celebrating the fact that it's practically empty because low-income families can't afford food.
See something crazy? And we in prime time. It's like 7:30 Thursday night. Where is all the foolishness?
And of course, they had to bring race into this, saying all we had to do to shop in peace without black people ruining everything was cut their EBT. That's disgusting. Notice how there's no economic argument there, no policy decision, no concerns about budgets or fraud or anything else. They're saying the goal wasn't to save tax dollars, but rather ensure that certain people can't shop. Imagine being so cruel that you're celebrating the fact stores are empty because families can't afford groceries. That's not a win. That's not order. That's not peace. That is hunger. Kids are having to go without food right now, and parents are skipping meals just so they can feed their kids. But MAGA has the audacity to celebrate all of that as if it's some sort of win. They want billionaires to get tax cuts while working families go hungry. What is wrong with them? They make fun of people in poverty. They mock hunger. They treat suffering as if it's entertainment. Of course, as long as they can convince themselves that the people who are hurting deserve it. Maybe I'm a radical socialist, but I would much rather my tax dollars be spent on feeding hungry kids than buying a billionaire another yacht.
You know what, President Trump?
Fact that, man. that he has a solid point. I have to agree with him. I'm on your side, brother. Like, to go in and say, hey, Walmart is slow because EBT people are not even there no more shopping. They're cutting benefits. People can't even afford to go grocery shopping. It's Thursday night. It's not even football season yet. It is insane. Wow.
This is for you, man. Look, I know you've got a lot on your plate. I know you have a lot to do and a lot to keep this country safe, and I appreciate that. But you made us a campaign promise. And I remember you said it at every stop. I'm going to fix the economy and get prices more affordable. You ain't done none of that. Not even a little bit. Stores are price gouging us on tariffs. Stuff that they're putting on tariffs on. And guess what? They're made here in America. You call it like your agencies call it out, but nothing gets done. The stores aren't made to put the prices back. They're not made to fix anything. No, instead, what are they doing? Still charge us the same prices. In fact, they're raising prices even higher. And your administration is doing nothing to help that. Nothing. Not a thing. You have done absolutely nothing to help that. And I'm sorry, but, like, we're struggling. Like, you're erasing the middle class. You know, you said, oh, the left, they're all about erasing the middle class. No, you are too, because you're doing the same exact thing. You're not doing anything to help us. I know you got a lot on your plate, but, man, just take a day or 2 days and do something to turn around the economy in this country. People are struggling. People are losing their homes because they can't afford. They have to choose between making a car payment or putting food on their table. People are having to choose between paying their credit cards down or putting food on the table. Or they're having to max out their credit cards to pay bills because everything is so daggum expensive. Gas should be going down. We're drilling in America. Why is gas still over $2.89 a gallon? Why is things so damn expensive under you this time, but last time is so much cheaper? I know the Biden administration screwed up the economy and made inflation just skyrocket. But there are things that you can do to fix it.
Somebody to tell me they're lying right now because what the do you mean that I'm not going to get my SNAP benefits? What the do you mean?
We are possibly going to lose our farm if NRCS doesn't hold up their contract with us on the EQIP program. Because of the executive orders, there's a pause or a freeze on the funding, and they're not able to pay out on the stuff that we completed or anything going forward.
Beyond betrayed. They used us during the campaign. The elected officials from the Republican Party, they actually told us that it was not going to touch the documented people.
I mean, you're an educator. You didn't vote for Trump eliminating federal funds.
No,
here.
I did not vote for that. I do not think that's what the voters want. If we have federal cuts, then that's going to mean bigger classroom sizes. I would lose teachers, first and foremost. It's devastating.
Damn, MAGA moving out, y'all. MAGA is moving out.
Bro, these cuts are affecting us. Everything that you wouldn't imagine that it would really mess up. She said classroom sizes are going to grow, meaning education is going to get watered down, meaning burnout of the current teachers that you have. You're going to have to lay off teachers because you can't afford to pay them.
Ow! If y'all understand the reference, basically, there was a MAGA flag that was flying and shit proud as fuck in my neighborhood. I made a TikTok about it. Some people were like side-eyeing me, which I didn't understand. And then literally 4 months after Trump won the election, these bitches talking about we need to sell our house. Girl, how the man you put in office and promoting for free in front of your house got you having to sell that shit not even a year later? That's ghetto. And I laugh at it every fucking time because I'm petty. I don't care.
What are you going to do about...
We don't even want to get into the housing market right now, how terrible that is. Please, just a few things at a time, people. We are struggling, man. This administration is making Americans poor.
Bringing down the rent and things like that in the economy, because out of 8 children that I'm a father and a stepfather to, 5 of them are struggling, and I'm giving them part of my income on a regular basis. How are you going to make the economy not just the the food and electricity, but bring down the rent prices, the housing prices, so that these kids can survive and without their parents' help?
Such a good question, Mr. President.
You're right. I hear it very well. That you're with. I know that I must have at least 99, perhaps 100% of all of them, and I think they're incredible. We are going to drill, baby, drill. We're going to bring down the cost of energy. Energy is what caused the worst inflation, I think, in the history of our country. Food prices are up 50%, sometimes more. You look at bacon. Bacon is quadrupled. You can't order bacon. You can't order anything. We're living horribly. We have the worst inflation we've probably ever had in our country. And it started because of energy. We're going to drill, baby, drill. And then we're going to have China and all of these countries that were treating us good when I was there toward that. I mean, it took me a long time to get them to behave properly. All of these countries are going to, again, stop. Like 4 years ago, I could ask you, you were in great shape. You had low energy costs. You had low food costs. Everything was good. You could buy a house. You had low interest rates, 2% interest rates. You had gasoline at $1.87. Now it's $5. And by the way, going up very substantially. But you.
Oh my God, dude! Just imagine this throwback clip. You play that now, and you listen to these numbers, and you go and talk about the way America is right now. And yes, I get it. There's some things that you can't change in maybe a year's time, but I can tell you, it is not going backwards. Everything seems to be going up. The price of used vehicles are like the price of a new vehicle. Interest rates, right? Insurance rates. He just talked about bacon. Bro, groceries are still high. Gas, $1.87 a gallon. Bro, your decision to do what you're doing right now is making gas 2 times that amount. You are not helping. Everything that you just said, and you made a promise to this one American in South Dakota before you became the president, look at where you're at now. a year and a half later. Like, you get what I'm saying? You're not doing anything. Well, almost a year and a half later. You get what I'm saying? You're not really doing anything now. You actually just going into this year, made shit worse, in my opinion. There's people that are afraid that they're never going to be able to buy a house. All right? You got Americans working second jobs, if not 3 jobs, just to make ends meet, not even save money. All right? You have people out there, you're cutting benefits for people that already can't afford to really pay for something to eat. You're cutting that off too. But for what? So the question is, what are you going to do, President, for the average American citizen? That's what I'm standing on. I can care less about left, right at this moment. What are we as a collective, as a government, going to do about the average American citizen that is struggling right now? All right? It just feels like you're so locked in on something right now that you can't really see the aftermath. And it's going to get to a point where it gets really, really bad still. And I'm really hoping that these next few years that you're here, that, man, damn, something can change. Please, for the love of God, something can change over these next few years. But that's the end of the second video for today. Y'all don't forget to hit the like button, comment button, leave your thoughts below, and I'll see you in the next one.